Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ahmad, and welcome back to the Moderately Outrageous Dinosaur channel. I've been playing the most recent Monster Hunter expansion for the past couple days, and I've gotta say, this is a phenomenal expansion to a phenomenal game. So, I thought I'd put together my first impressions to help anybody who's maybe a new hunter or an old hunter who hasn't decided whether or not to play the game yet, so that they can get some perspective onto what I like or dislike about the game initially. Kind of a full disclosure, this isn't going to be the full review. I haven't played through all the weapons yet, and I haven't fought all the monsters yet, and I'm not even completely finished with the story. So it's not gonna be the full review. I feel like I just need a little bit more time so that I can give you guys my full and completely informed opinion about the game. So without further ado, let's dive into this first impression. So currently I'm Master Rank 5, and I've been playing through the story with the Charge Blade. I think the game opens up really strong by just giving you the double scroll system, which if you haven't seen anything about this, basically what it lets you do is it lets you set your Silk Bind abilities, the big gimmick for this Monster Hunter game. It lets you have two sets of those. So maybe you have two Silk Bind moves that you really like and they're good for different situations. Well, now you can save one to your red scroll and one to your blue scroll. That way you don't have to choose, and it opens up new gameplay paths. Like I know for the Charge Blade, one of them is the new Axe Hopper ability, which is this huge leap up into the sky attack, and then you come down and you bam, hit the monster with one really big axe and discharge all your files. Complex Charge Blade things. And it's not that this is a Charge Blade exclusive thing. A lot of the weapons are using all their new tools at their disposal, and you just simply need both scrolls to be able to do it. So new gameplay paths open, and to complement those new gameplay paths, you've got a whole new set of monsters or an expansion of movesets for all the old monsters. Like, I found myself having trouble with Diablos when in high rank I really wasn't having trouble with Diablos. Now, she's kind of kicking my ass a little bit. Don't even get me started on the new monsters. Each progression throughout Master Rank has you face a Lord monster or an Emperor monster. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they all have a theme to them where they're based off of these old horror aesthetic monsters like your Dracula. You've got one that's kind of like Frankenstein, you've got one that's kind of like a werewolf, but it's not just these Emperor monsters that we've got. You've also got the returning monsters or monsters from other games that are coming in. For instance, you've got Espinas, who is from Monster Hunter Frontier, and then you've got Sergios, who's from Monster Hunter 4U. God, I hope I said that name right. But each of these monsters is bringing their own new set of tools to the equation, and they all play perfectly with this double scroll system. Then, of course, to complement this double scroll system, they had to obviously add a new Silk Bind. It's all over the internet, all the different Silk Binds that are available, but you've got stuff like the new Air Dash ability for the Charge Blade. You've got the return of oils for the sword. The Great Sword has a counter. Don't really know why they needed to do that. The Switch Axe has a counter. Don't really know why that needed to happen either. Really, everyone's just getting a counter. This should just be called Monster Hunter Rise Counter Ultimate Boom.
Got him.
But basically, like, a lot of people are getting a counter. Lance is going up in the air and then coming down. Fuck, I don't know why that's happening. But man, there's all kinds of stuff that's been added. It complements and plays really well with this double scroll system. Then let's take a step back towards one of my kind of areas of heartache for the game, which is the story. Good God. There's a story in this game. They must have let someone a little bit smarter who doesn't eat quite as much pace as the Great Sword players into the story room this time, because, I mean, honestly, it's just, they've got a continuous narrative the whole time. So as you progress through Master Rank, you're going to hunt X many monsters, and then you're gonna get a cutscene, and it's not like the introductory monster cutscenes. You're gonna get, you know, a person with a character who has importance inside of the story, and he or she are gonna come and interact with your character, and you're gonna be like, oh, get out of the way, I'm the Monster Hunter, and she's like, oh fuck, I'm the Monster Hunter, and then the monster's gonna come out of nowhere and bamboozle everybody, and there's an ongoing mystery, and there's new characters being introduced, and there's an admiral who's supposed to be the Fugan counterpart, but let's be honest, like, who's as hot as who's as cool as Fugan? My bad. They've literally given us the carrot on the stick that we needed for this game, and I'm just so happy because we're not asking for a lot, we're just asking for something. But then to pair along with all these characters that are in the story, they've also added in the solo player hunts. I think they're called like support quests or something like that. They're gonna have a little purple icon with them, and you go on a hunt with these people. the people that are in the story, like Utsushi or Fugen or this guy named Kay or Arlo, who's like a badass. Love that guy. But you go on a hunt with these people and they don't just feel like NPCs who happen to be standing in a hub world just for you to skim through like a text box. They actually feel like a character in a world, which is nice, right? Like, I'm tired of just going and like, oh my god, get through the dialogue, let me get on the quest, let me go hunt the monster. No, like I have a memory. I did a thing with them. Oh, you remember this quest where you went with Utsushi and fought Zenogre and wiped 2 times? I fucking do. It's just a nice touch that they've added into the game. One thing though, before you go on any of these support hunts, go into the options and turn down the support dialogue and the support dialogue frequency. Otherwise, they're going to blow your eardrums out of your ear. So yeah, overall, pretty great story improvements, which is one of the areas that I thought that this game was really lacking in before. So good job, Capcom. Thank you. I'll also say they've added one of the most quality layered armor pieces, which I've got on screen now. Thank you, Capcom, for the Kahoot mask. There are some just small quality of life improvements. You've got these scout buddies who will mark a spot inside of the map so that you can fast travel to, you know, maybe a better spot than your 1 or 2 camps that you've got. I know there aren't as many camps in Rise as there were as in World. I really wish they would add more. I would go and do the hunt 2 Jaggies or 2 Buffalonga or whatever the heck quests those are, just so that I could go to whatever spot I want. And we still don't have, like, pick where I want to deploy. That's a little weird, because we had that in World, and I felt like that wouldn't be super hard to transfer over for such a good quality of life piece. They did improve the Argosy, which I personally was having a little bit of trouble with. They gave you like 4 million slots, and you would run out of your bargaining before you got like 3 or 4 of them full. So they added this thing called back alley trading, where your pets are gonna go out and do some negotiating for some stuff, I guess. And they're gonna come back basically with the stuff that's just purely for resale, that's gonna give you some gil. Honestly, it's helped me to just kind of build a little bit of a nest egg, and not worry so much about having to go and do the like botanist, fire caverns, mining upsurge, mining runs. Now we're to a different resource scarcity problem, at least that I'm kind of seeing coming. It hasn't happened fully yet, but as I go through all the weapons and armor, I know it's gonna happen. Armor spheres are gonna be the hot commodity, but guess what? I think armor spheres come more from quests, so it's more time to fight monsters. I'm all about that. They added this thing called the secret Palico ability, and there's one for each type of Palico. I am using the healing one. It gives you a bat where if you do more damage, you get this heal over time effect. I think this is phenomenal. This gives you the ability to be more aggressive and spend time maybe doing that super amped elemental discharge or taking that rage slash or, you know, doing your switch axe shenanigans on their face where you're like doing one of those. This is the switch axe thing. And you're being able to, you know, take those riskier turns on those big moves of yours because you've got a little bit of extra health to spare. I think this is a phenomenal add and makes the supports feel a little bit less like, you know, basically arm candy for your hunter. One other shitty thing, you don't have the Dongo girl anymore. I mean, she's in Kimura still, but like they didn't import her or export her over to, you know, the new base. So that sucks. But, you know, that's a small, not important thing. This is huge. One other thing that I forgot to say. They actually did something, and I don't know if I'm just in some crazy Palamute fever dream, but I always had trouble getting on the dog. They've done something where the dog is now more responsive. I have never had trouble where my dog is off in like fucko land just fighting a monster by itself, and I can't mount the dog to run away or go to the next zone or whatever I need to do. Very responsive, 10 of 10, quality improvement. Thank you, Capcom. If you can't tell, I'm having a blast with this expansion. I'm gonna go play more whenever I get done recording all this audio and putting the video together. If you haven't bought it, if you like Monster Hunter, you need to get it. You're gonna have fun. It's gonna be worth your time. They're gonna keep adding new monsters, and what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come play Monster Hunter. Come join the Discord. You need friends? Come join the Discord and hunt with me and my friends. We'll have a blast. We'll all laugh. Probably swear a little bit. Someone's gonna cart. It's gonna be a great time. If this did help you to make a purchasing decision, if you're now going to become a Sunbreaker, then hey, maybe drop a like and subscribe. It'll help the channel out. And thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.